Good afternoon. A bit later than normal because I had some errands to run a little way away today. And welcome to another of the live audits in our free audit website month for February. We're on day 5. This is the 5th audit for the month. And today we are going to audit, if I can see the screen, we're going to audit the website from Lakemeranfarm, Lake Meran Brewery. Yeah, it's an alcohol site that has alcohol on it, so it's got an AU over 18. Yeah, I think I might be. I always wonder what happens when there's no real way to check that you are. Like, yeah, I'm 10. I'm saying I am, but anyway. So they always confuse me, those sorts of gatekeeper things. So the first thing people think about is they get an image in their head of Lake Meran Brewery, quality farm fresh beers in Northwest Victoria. So I before I went onto this site, I was expecting to see like a cellar door style thing, beers being grown, a craft beer set up. It's gone now, but we had one about 13 or so cases from the farm that got set up it actually was in the pub with no beer, that classic, the pub with no beer that the song was written about. After it got sold at one stage some years back, they put in a microbrewery, and then eventually that got all taken out and it went back to just a pub. So I was sort of expecting to see that. Instead, what I'm presented with is a site that I'm not quite sure the niche it services. So I think the point I'm trying to make here is it's really important that you say very quickly what it is you do, because it's critical that the person who's come to your website instantly sees themselves. Oh, that's me, and can identify, because if you've listened to any of these presentations, it's a recurring theme of mine. You have between up to about 30 seconds to capture the attention of the person and show them that they should be here, that you do have something as a site for them. And too often as business owners, we fall into the habit of, I'm just going to tell everybody what I do or what we do, and I'll get to this a little later in this site, but this site is also tending to tell people a little bit about what they're planning to do. Yeah, that's all well and good, but planning when? 10 years, 20 years, tomorrow, next month? So I caution people to be cautious about that sort of thing. In terms of the actual look of the site, it's very appealing as a look. It's been built on what? WordPress. I thought it was a WordPress. There's Good Contact Form 7, which is now getting a bit dated. Bold Page Builder, WooCommerce, bold themes, Jetpack. I hate Jetpack. Absolutely hate Jetpack. It's a plugin I don't use at all if I can avoid it. Google Maps, jQuery. I'm sort of checking to see whether I can identify any of the page builders. Send in Blue is the email. Synergy Wholesaler is the wholesaler, fairly big wholesaler. Just got to detailed. Is it using bold themes? I suspect that it's actually been a developed site. It's got Yoast in it. No, it hasn't. It had Yoast in it. September 23. I don't know why that's not showing it's still in it. Or maybe they downgraded from Yoast Premium. (2017) 2017 is getting a bit old for one of the free WordPress themes. WordPress themes. There's nothing there doesn't look like it's built. So what I'm looking for is built on Divi, is it built on Elementor, something along those lines, and I can't see that. So guess is there could be some custom coding behind it. Quality farm fresh beers in Northwest Victoria. So I'm here immediately, and it's like, who is that talking to? Is that talking to me because I want to go out there and go to your cellar door? Is it talking to me because I want to go buy your products that are stocked, wherever they stock craft brewery products? Is it a wholesale? Do you do a wholesale arm? And it turns out by digging and digging and digging, it turns out that they cater to events, and they're really supplying kegs. They do have beers currently on tap at these places: Mystic Hotel, Mystic Park Hotel, Four Post Hotel, Newry Bridge, 128 Dorset Swan Hill. So very niche. So it seems to me like this is trying to be an information source rather than a place where you buy. And so it's it is confusing. You need to be a lot more upfront about what it is you offer people who've come here. You should be saying very simply up here, supplying kegs to, I did read it, cater for supplying kegs to all types of events locally and throughout regional Victoria, from pubs to footy clubs. And of course your other big target market would be those who want to put you on tap in there. They're a pub or maybe a venue that specialises in craft beers, and they want to put you on tap. So these are two big markets. And I think your whole message needs to be more upfront about that. And therefore, does it matter that you're in Northwest Victoria unless you can only have a very defined delivery to a specific area? That's what I would have more upfront. Find your nearest stockist, that's good. And then when it comes to our brews, look, I've drunk a few craft beers in my time. I quite like a beer. I'd want to know, I want to see more of this sort of image, not necessarily with all the tattoos. But this image is good, but I'm not so keen on these images. They sort of lack a little in the product view. I would maybe like to see, look, I know Stout is a really dark beer. Don't know this particular beer. Mexican style lager. That's why I've never really drunk Mexican style lagers. Munich style lager, mid-strength lager, American style pale ale. If you can on this website, it'd be really nice to see, like, use WooCommerce here and have two images. The label, yes, the label is important, but also have a really attractive photo of a glass of this, a big glass, not a mini, something a bit bigger, a decent sized glass. So you can capture literally when it's not so hot today as it's been, but it's been stinking hot up here where I am in the mid-north coast near Coffs. Basically, what do I want from a beer? I want taste and I want refreshment. So how do you convey that? And I don't believe your label conveys that. I basically want to look at this and say, oh my God, wouldn't I kill to just be sucking, having a sip of that right now. Some video of it being poured. This asks for really creative video of the beer being poured. You're on tap. So I'm imagining go to one of the places where you're on tap and see if you can do some close-up video work of it. How they get the beer glass under when you're pouring on tap, and they angle it and all that, and the beautiful look, the beautiful bubbles and things that come up. I'd love to see something like that on here, and play around with these different styles. You'll soon be able to order our beers and merch online. It's sort of like, when? I wouldn't have wasted this much real estate on this, quite frankly. I like this image. I really like this image, and I'd love this image. It was this image with the seeing the beer being poured. Your story is important. So as if you're a beer connoisseur, I'm not. I'm quite happy to have my beer in whatever way it comes. A beer connoisseur is going to want to know what makes you different. So yes, you've got the different styles and natural ingredients, seasonal variety, catered to. So this is what makes the beer different. This is who your target market is. So I want to see down here in your story, not so much about who you are, I want to see that eventually, but I want to see why would I go hunting for this beer, particularly if I'm looking to put a beer on tap in my establishment, or I'm looking to use, buy some kegs to have it at my event. And what sort of events am I running? Am I a footy club? A footy club's really going to bother to pay top dollar for a craft beer? What is it about, your beer that means I should go and buy your kegs and use them in either my establishment or at my event? What is it makes it different? What's the wow factor about your beers that basically when I have an event or I have an establishment, it's going to make people think I'm amazing because I found this beer, and if I'm an establishment, keep coming back and back and back to me because, wow, we can't get this anywhere else. So what makes you different from the big boys? Yes, I get who you are. I like to know what your story is, but first I want to know what you do. So this bit's important. Wide range of beers, taking inspiration from traditional beer styles from all over the world, but adding our own local twist. What does that mean? What is your local twist? And there's a little bit too much about we are looking to do. Yeah, great, do it, and then talk about us. But we also have our distilling license, heritage apple cider trees planted, wide range of alcohol products available. To be honest, don't waste your money on this early stage on taking up good real estate, talking about what you're going to do. That won't get you any sales. So this is written around the wrong way. We make here at Lake Meran Farm or Lake Meran Brewery, and there's a disconnect because it's Lake Meran Brewery, but it's Lake Meran Farm on the URL. So you want the URL to be Lake Meran Brewery, or you want this to be Lake Meran Farm, whichever. I would suspect brewery would be the better, although it's not really. I've been wondering about how you're positioning as a boutique brewery on site, unless that's in your plans to do that. But there's no reason why you can't have multiple URLs up here, all pointing to the one website. So your story, this is important, and then with their own local twist, I would put down how did you get to the Mexican? Now the Mali mid-strength lager, that makes sense, but why a Mexican lager? Why a Munich style lager? And what was the process that got you to that? And a little bit about, so it's a subtle chance to have an education of people about what makes a beer different. Why you would, and also I've been coming at the why this beer rather than the 20 million brands I can go buy in the in the bottle shop. And then talk about yourself. What are your bona fides? How long have you been going? What's your background? A passion for brewing and working to grow both the grains and hops on the farm. Truly sustainable and great beer. Just a little bit too superficial for me right at the moment. Our ingredients. What are these ingredients? So see this image name. It can't be all these numbers. It's got to be the name of what it is. So, green hops, I don't know what these are, but it's got to be that name for SEO reasons. Untitled design, that's a dead killer. You want your SEO to be able to pick up the name of the file. And so you do that by the name of the file and also the alt tags in the SEO setups. And then, of course, the descriptions in the SEO setups. So untitled design, there's a lot of them. Untitled design. So what is this? Educate me, please. I love this. This is pretty. I have no idea where Lake Meran is. So when I'm looking on this, when you set up Google Maps, you can, particularly on WordPress websites, what you can do is you can actually do a setting in the Google Maps setup on the back end of the website where it doesn't force people to have to scroll out to find a place that they might recognize. See, I'm still okay. Look, I'm not from Victoria, but be careful about saying Lake Meran, Victoria. I'd be inclined to say something like nearby, orientate people, because you've also got the people who, so you're another group as well, who are the travellers. The grey nomads who, would basically have a whole trip based around going from one winery to one beer place to another, to the whiskey places, to the gin places. They're a really good source of people as well. If you've got cellar door style stuff, but use them to. You want to put. So I'd be sort of trying to mark on this map those places that have your beer on tap. So I think what I'm saying is you need to look a little bit more at your target market and how you connect with them. See, I'm still not. This looks like still a way out. Still yet to find anything. They'll go, oh, right, now I know where we are. Oh, okay, Mildura. Okay, I've orientated myself now. So, okay, there's the South Australian border. This looks like the, this, I guess, is the New South Wales border. Yeah, Tocumwal's on the border. Corowa's on the border. So you wait Swan Hill. Oh, okay. So there's where I want to orientate you to, Swan Hill. Most people have a fairly good idea where Swan Hill is. So I wouldn't have put you on when you first. Just refresh this page. Lake Meran, Victoria. I would actually, nearest major town, Swan Hill. I would actually have set the zoom on this. Let's see if I can find Swan Hill now. Now that I know where I'm looking, I would set the zoom on this. There it is. Okay, a lot, like almost like this, because you've got this big thing here, which is great. And maybe put a circle around Swan Hill or something. I like the imagery you've got on here, but I don't quite see the connection between the beautiful imagery of obviously the farm and Lake Meran, but I don't quite see the connection between that and your product. So maybe, I don't know, maybe a couple of big kegs sort of sitting here on the edge, or maybe what would be really great to see would be a look at some people having a party on the edge of this lake. So it's a fairly basic site. There's no header menu at top. It's basically a one-pager. It's a good start. It's a really good start, but I think you've got quite a way to go because I don't think you're really clear on what you want this website to do. And at the end of the day, what we want the websites all to do is to make some money. The other thing is I would always put a contact form on here. Never just put the email. The trouble with putting the email like that is you're asking for every spammer in the known universe to grab that email and send you nothing but meaningless junk. So what we tend to do is we put a contact form on and we hide the email. You're still going to get the email from the contact form, but you're not going to have, and you're still going to get some spammers, don't get me wrong, but you're not going to have the people whose job it is, they're paid like literally $1 an hour, whose job it is to go and harvest email addresses off websites, unfortunately. And the other thing is you need to have a privacy policy down the bottom of this. Copyright should have a date to it, and I would put, I don't know whether I'd put that big image down the bottom. If I did, I'd be using it as the backdrop for the footer. So privacy policy in here, maybe wholesale inquiries, contact us, the copyright and the year of the copyright, all rights reserved, and then the contact us form. What are you doing on your social media? Where did I see it? Not there. Social media should be at the bottom as well. There it is up there. No products in the cart, but what can I put in the cart? So if you're not yet doing WooCommerce, don't show the cart. You just turn it off until you're ready to do it. Something. Oh, okay. That's what I was going to say. Now, what is it like on mobile? Yes, I'm over 18. It's not bad on mobile. Not sure about the dirty fingers on this guy. Does it show up like that on here? Not quite as bad. Yeah, I really am wishing for images there rather than the labels. So I really like that photo. That's really casual. It shows you out. I'm assuming it's out in the field where it's being grown with a beer in hand, with what looks like to me beer drinkers. I really like that photo, and I think more of that sort of photo is what I would like to be seeing. A beer lover's beer. So yeah, that's the sort of look that's working well. This is not quite. This needs just a little bit of optimizing for mobile because it's off center. And see how that map just doesn't work on mobile. Get in touch to find out more. Get in touch by phone or email. Get in touch. Sort of like, yeah, get in touch. You sure? It's a little bit superfluous. And people are not going to pick up a phone and ring you, trust me. Oh, some might, some in the corporate world might, but it's pretty unusual. There's no sort of email capture going on here. I don't know whether that's really for your marketplace, but that's something you might have to think about if you start to do e-commerce. Some email capture, and of course you've got some classic ways to do to build an email list. Ideas about different craft beers. A quiz would work really well. What do you like most about your beer? Pick A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, well then the type of beer that you're most going to like is this one. That sort of stuff works really well in this marketplace. Or hints on keeping your beer, letting your beer last, or great ideas on where you can buy craft beers. Lots and lots of things you can do on email capture here. So not too bad on mobile. Let's have a look at social media. 444 likes. Gee, I love that image like that. That's perfect. That's really good. I would really like that almost here. Like this to me is just a farm paddock. I would really replace that with this. I love that. That's really good. It sets the tones. But maybe if you had like a bee keg sitting in the middle of them to act as a table or something like that, just to really set the theme for we supply kegs. Local venues with fresh quality beer. See, that's really your market, and you say that much better on here than you just say it on your website, because you don't want to get people on your website expecting to be able to buy a case of beer, or expecting to be able to buy it in cans or bottles, or come out to the brewery and taste it and all that sort of thing. So that's your marketplace right now. You need to make that very obvious on your website. Excited to be involved with Smoke in the Water. This is good. Yep. Where are we going to be? Where can you taste us? That's good. See, this is a terrific photo. Absolutely terrific photo. Why isn't that on your website? This is a good photo. Yeah, truck unloading something. Love that photo as well. That's obviously a woman. Like that. I quite like that photo as well, but I'd like to know what it is. So you could be telling quite a story about what's going on behind the scenes. That would always be my last photo, not my first photo. Should be fun. Local frothy aficionados not only make beer, they grow the old grain and soon hops. Check them out at Smoke on the Water. Yep. So you're getting cross promotion from Smoke on the Water across to your page, which is good. So they're tagging you, which is great. So it needs to be something like, so you like drinking our beer at wherever you insert the names of the places where you drink it. You're also going to be able to find us at the Smoke on the Water Festival this year. And don't forget, you might have had the first event of the series from Swan Hill on May the 5th. I'd sort of put that a little bit higher, so people don't have to fight too hard to work out where that is going to be. The flavours of London Festival. It was awesome day. We're going around interested in the beer. Thanks so much for remembering. Yeah, we're obviously doing quite a few events, like Marin Festival on February the 8th. You could do some good social media posts like that, which has been just a quick thing, like February the 18th, whatever it is. What's the date? February the 18th, Lake Marin Festival. February the 28th, here. March, blah blah blah. Here, the next sort of 3 months of things. So you get quite good comments when you do that sort of thing. This was obviously a reel taken from Flavors of Blood Festival at Borat. Borat, not sure how you say it. Come along, this is good. It was probably done early morning by the looks of it. That's good. And also promote those things. So have a section on your website that says, almost an events thing. Where can you see us in the next 3 months, preferably 6 if you can do it. The next events. This is good. Obviously, there's quite a section of food and wine stuff. I'm trying to say wine, but it's more than just wine. Food and alcohol going on at these sort of festivals that are going on down there. Probably they're happening on the weekend and or long weekends and things, and they're not that far away out of Melbourne that people from Melbourne could come up. So getting on these pages and getting links across to your pages is really important. And I really like that. Really like that image. Live music, food, events like Marin Brewery, face painting, kids entertainment. This looks good. So yeah, you're all about events. Yep, this is good. So same thing again. You've tagged the place. And then that's going to help driving people across to you, and hopefully they've done you a favour and they've tagged you over on their page. See, this is the sort of image I was talking about, but it needs to be like a face in there. If you can get a photo of that from like this side, so you're actually seeing it being poured. Festival. This is good. You're using reels reasonably well. Don't quite know why they're qualified electrician, why you're doing that, but anyway. Filling up a solo barley for next year's beers. Okay, so tell that story. This would make a good reel. Tell the story. It would also make a good blog on your website. Some behind the scenes. People love these sorts of behind the scenes stuff. October 28th. So you tend to be really only posting when you've got an event on. So you need to be keeping the frequency of posting much higher. Now you're really making me feel like I want to be. It's because there's some beer in the fridge is calling me. 128 doors, Swan Hill this Friday. See that? I love that image of the beer sitting there. Make me want to go get that beer. That's the video I want. Don't mind that. Is that, I don't know, is that your though? There's some great stuff in that video I will pull off. This, absolutely this. See, that's the video I would like to see on your website. Hopefully you'll be, ideally if the tap as they're pouring it has your name on it as well, does it? Yeah, it does. Yep, it does. Great, perfect. There, found the video. Cut the bits out of it. Mystic Pale Ale on tap at the Mystic Park Hotel. You're doing a fantastic job of promoting those guys. I hope those guys are doing a fantastic job of promoting you. Okay, so it looks like, well, you were talking about having them. I don't know. I don't know whether you've got that far, but this is a good idea. Yep, these are all really good. So there's a lot of cross promotion that go on in this sort of marketplace. You're doing a fantastic job cross promoting them. Look, I like if this is the way where you're going to go with the merch. Good idea. Yeah, it's good. It's always value adds to what you're getting, and it wouldn't be hard to put onto your website. That'll be it. Yep. So we're already back 12 months, and it didn't take me long to get back 12 months. What are you doing on Instagram? 28 posts, a little bit lackluster. Very similar sort of post to what we're seeing. You were doing a bit in the way of videos. Oh, lightning. You need to be doing more video on here. Okay, that's probably all I can contribute right at the moment. You're on the right track, but I think you've got a bit to go. And you need to just shore up. Make it that when I get to your website is either the events person or the pub person, the pub person that wants to stop. Make sure that I'm strongly called out right from the word go, that I'm not sitting here thinking, what do you do? What do you, is this a cellar door? See, there's nothing here about the events. Yeah, it's a little bit confused about who you do it for, not what you do, but who you do it for. Okay, so I think that's all I can do with this. It's been 33 minutes. It's sort of time flies when you're having fun. So I don't know who I'm doing tomorrow. I will. I have had a little bit of an all over the place, having to go to Coffs Harbour this morning and find fire extinguishers of all things, and hardware and all sorts of bits and pieces. So I will put my head in tune tomorrow morning and pick the audit for tomorrow. In the meantime, have fun.